Okay, you know what motherfucking time it is. You know what time it is. It's that motherfucking time. We up. It's 5:30 in the morning. Can I eat it in the morning? You see? What are you doing? I think we might already be possibly maybe looking at a trade. But this would be more like quick scalps. Quick mops. Fam. Quick mops, fam. You feel me? Quick mops. You do it like this. Click down. Beep beep bill. And the thing goes crap. Pitty deep that. 15 pips would be goal. And 10 pips stop loss. I mean, it's a good thing we didn't take that, but oh, and a rejection. You know, all this is doing is just pushing up our buy area. What was I gonna say? Can't remember. It is Friday, so probably don't have like a ton of trading opportunities as it stands. Oh god. I'm not gonna force anything on a Friday, especially because like what the fuck is this? Let's see. Last time that we had any sort of downward movement was over 400 pips ago. Like, what am I supposed to do with that, right? So, a lot of movement. So, I know we're kind of scalping. Not kind of, we are scalping. But the thing is, for me, is that I don't really see any buying or selling opportunities unless we come back down to really this low right here. Come back down into this level, you know? And then, what else? We have another level before, so it would be like a quick scalp, I guess, like to secure maybe 20 to 40 pips, possibly, would be kind of the range there. Just because, like I said, I don't see a ton of movement just because it is a Friday and we have no news. I mean, we have one news, which is the final wholesale inventories and then the Fed monetary policy, but that's tentative. And yeah, so we got this and then this tentative status. Oh my gosh. I was so close with the circles. It's really hard to draw with this. Maybe I'll get better one day. So we got two different news today, but this has 7 a.m. and it's 5:30. So I mean, even if it was gonna have any impact, we still have like a couple hours before like. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Eye goobers, man. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I can't help it. I'm not lazy. Don't look at me and call me lazy or something. I'm up. Yeah, so not really too much. 30 minutes. excuse me, maybe creating resistance. Um, One thing I did notice is that, I kind of expected price to come. Um, I kind of expect price to come and finish up in this area here. Jesus, what am I doing this morning? Yeah, just because this is like the next level of like major resistance. So I expected the price to come up there and at least like try and test that area. It'll probably just wick it. I doubt that for a break on Friday, but if it does, then cool. We're just looking for like little bitty moves today, if we can get that at all. What I really see happening though is if we scroll out onto higher time frames, we actually have this downward trend, which was just broken like I think at 4 a.m. No, 3 a.m. So during London session, we broke through this downward trend. As you can see it here. So that's one of the biggest things. Multiple. Well, we got one higher high. So I mean that's like all we need to draw this trend line, and then we have a couple higher lows. I mean lower lows. And higher low, lower low. But yeah, other than that, there's not really like a bunch of stuff that we have to take into account for. We're pretty much in just like this little scrunched off area to be traded in. Not a whole lot of clear traffic. I mean, sometimes it's like that, and then you just roll with the punches. But the important thing to know is that shouldn't be a lot of movement today. Should not be. I'm really focused in on not really so much there, I guess. This is on a 4 hour, but yeah, we're really focused in around like some of these areas right now. Just trying to get a clear picture of what price is doing. I mean, obviously we're in a we're bullish for the most part. If we come up onto the 1 hour, starting to form a doji, so that's like a little bit concerning for buyers. It just means buying pressure is dying down. Really, that's what a doji is. There's not as many buyers to overwhelm sellers, so they put in all their orders against each other and price just stays the same. So they're just trading just to trade. This doesn't do anything for their wallets. I mean, they get charged commission fees, right? Yeah. Yep. But other than that, not really a whole lot here. We have this little mini baby support. Breaks below that could get us into this next area maybe. So I mean that would be something for like the 1 minute to check and see. I mean, we got this. I think breaks below could potentially get us into this next support area. I think that's cool. Let's see what's popping on the 15. 15 says breaks below this area will get us into that area as well. 15 says good idea. Good choice. And the 30 minute yeah, 30 minutes just fucking agrees as well, maybe. Just because realistically, so we'd be drawing from bottom of this wick to top of here. Retracements be around the same area that I was literally just talking about, maybe a little bit lower, but now we're looking at retracements, but um, you're here's the thing is like we're still like bullish even though it's Friday. There's not a lot of movements. We're still bullish, so looking for sells is kind of against the trend right now. So looking for buys is a little bit more. It makes more sense. But see the thing with buys is that we're getting like a whole lot of pushback, so it just makes me feel like when price does come through, um, what we're gonna get it is just like a bunch of rejections on this area, or maybe like a little wick above, which again would be that same like buying opportunity, and then it's just gonna reject out. But we kind of have to see how price was going to react around this area to make a decision on whether or not, we're going to take a buy or sell. For me, I think I would want to see a break above here. So if this were to do like a break above and possibly a retest, like, you know what I'm saying, breakout, reject twice, because it's early, so we can definitely see something like that. It's fair. Breakout, reject twice, then I'll feel like if it breaks out and rejects twice above this, not even another breakout candle, I'll take it. Just because we're playing with such like a small range, I don't think that I don't think I have time to do something like okay, breakout, two rejections, and then another breakout candle. By then 10-15 pips is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why, or 5 to 10 to 15 pips is gone. So why would I can't wait for that. That's the only kind of impulse I would take. See? So, and what did we get? Just another rejection. It's almost, at this point, it almost makes more sense to just to find a rejection point. Take a sell. But, you know me. I don't trade zones. Maybe you don't know, but now you can see price is doing these this consolidation move. Come up here, break through support, come up here, up. Oh my gosh, that was ugly. Anyways, but you get it. And then we came back down, up, down. We're playing around on this support. Now we're coming up here again, testing on this. Who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe we have like this again, come back down, break through, make everybody happy, support here, and then we just do that all the way until open, 7 o'clock, whatever. You get it. But what could happen? I don't know. Great question, Sean. Price does break back above again. The only reason that I would even consider it being only coming to here, to this higher area right here, it's just because we already had like some wicks in the same area in the past. So for holding on until here, you're risking it for one wick. Doesn't really make sense when all the other wicks had issues. Price had issues in this area in the past. Every time, well, maybe not every time, but we had a rejection around this area on July 2nd. That was literally just like a couple days ago. So I think it's pretty valid of me to be looking at price in that area as well. Yeah. Yeah, man. And then other than that, yeah, we can just see prices. Areas they have issues. But other than that, you know the deal. It's not really like that complicated to see what's going on in this time. You know, obviously we're going up. We already broke this resistance level, so no longer in downtrend, mini downtrend. I don't even think we ever really were in a downtrend. I think this was just a pullback, really. Yeah, it was just a fat ass retracement, because technically we never broke this support on the from like a 4 hour perspective. That was like the next lowest support area. So you came in. We're not in a downtrend. Maybe consolidation. Yeah, pretty much just consolidation. Because to break anything technically on like the daily charts, to be considered in a downtrend, I think we would have to either break here or probably more likely like this one here. If we could break above this, then you already know we're just running off, at least to fill us wick on a daily perspective. But yeah, I think more likely if we broke this here, which you know you're talking about like 1,000 points away, but if that's from like a daily perspective, but we're still in an uptrending, you know. U.S. companies going crazy. You know, some old man in there dancing with money in his hand. He said, "This is the best time of my life." That's how he's feeling. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Breaks below, sells, breaks above, buys, rejections on this area or this area. You know, same thing. Take a buy for a rejection on below, down here. Take it sells with rejections that up here. And if it breaks above, I would be so surprised. But personally, I wouldn't even touch it then. I don't even want nothing to do with it. Once it goes up to into those areas, I don't want nothing to do with it. Just because price is weird. We don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. It's a Friday. No news. I don't want it. If it goes into those areas, it's most likely gonna fucking reject. Most likely going to reject. That's the way I look at it. Or price just might sit sideways all session long. Could happen. Could definitely happen. Anyway, I'm gonna pause on this until we get closer to making like some decision. Cool. I did want to say I'm okay missing a move today if I have to. If I don't see what I want to see. If we keep rejecting this area or this resistance, then like I'm pretty at that point. You know, I'm pretty biased towards selling, just because that we would have not a lot of pressure towards the upside, and we've never done any sort of retracement yet from last night. Based on the 4 hour chart, you know, we've just had 12 hours straight of bullish action. and yet to have any retracements. So technically at like 7, I could see this candle finishing out bullish, which I guess would feed like my buy. Or price just sits in consolidation here until 7 o'clock. But one of the biggest things is that I'm not going to be pressured to take any buys. Like, I want to see a break. If we do break this, I would like to see some rejections, like a break and possibly 1 to 2 rejections. Either 1 rejection and a breakout candle, or 2 rejections above this area, and then I would take a buy. And if it just takes off on me, then it is what it is. But I'm not going to be pressured into taking a buy on a Friday, with such small reward is really the biggest thing. It's all about risk to reward, and in this case, my reward is not big enough for me to even think about taking like some sort of like impulse entry when you don't get nothing out of it. One thing to note though is that we are creating this right here little support area, and price continues to price keeps continuing to fail to break above or below this little like price trap area. So price is getting like compression. We don't know whether the price wants to go up or down at this point. It's just moving sideways. So we just have to wait for a break, see what happens. But even if it breaks this little area right here, my level of interest is this right here. These cells sounds delicious. Then we can continue down because there's more room to play there. So I like that a lot better than trying to chase a wick. We got 30 pips of movement here. That's a lot better for me. But again, we are looking at this in a bullish market structure right now. So overall, I wouldn't expect much out of a sell. But trend lines. I don't even want to force a trend line, but technically, we do have a fucking trend. Yeah, technically, yeah. So I mean, breaks below this area, it would only be more confirmation, and it's in confluence actually with this 50 EMA. It's actually riding the whole entire thing, which is kind of weird. But oh shit, maybe it just means I'm drawing my trend lines good. Well, I guess English. But as you can see, we're kind of just like staying above that. So as long as we stay above 50 EMA, it looks like, down onto this 1 minute, then we're good. And if we break below it, then sell mode. And if we test it, we could be looking at buys from rejection. But I don't think I would take sell rejection. Like I said, I think if I take any buys, it's just going to be above this area. That's really all I see. There's not enough volume for me to take a rejection buy. I would take a rejection sell maybe. No, just breaks. I want to see volume. I want to see volume right now, because like in the rest. So here's the thing: in the rest of the days of the week, you know that the volume is coming behind it. So whatever trading decision that you make, you know that one way or another, whether you're right or wrong, the volume is going to come behind it and correct you, make you right or wrong. In this case, taking a rejection right now is not what I want. I want to see that, okay, yeah, it's Friday, but we don't care. Volume. People are still trading. That's what I want to see. So break would show me that there's volume in the market and that there's people actually trading right now. Because if there's not people actually trading right now, then the price is not going to move. But if we can start to see breaks, then we know price wants to do something. And our hourly just formed in a doji. So what are we going to do? And you see exactly what I was just talking about. So why would I can't do anything in this zone. This is a bunch of indecision. It's either going to be, oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's either going to be above this area right here or below this area right here. I don't want to take any rejections right now because that doesn't make any sense to me. It's not like actual support. It's just two wicks. And so now we want to see who's going to be stronger in this moment. Is it going to be buyers or sellers, or is there nobody in the market? Then we just keep moving consolidation this whole time, and there's no point of trade. So like I said, I want to see volume right now. Volume. Hear a lot of people preach it, but I never really understood it until, so I'm going to explain it like this. Volume means there are people trading in the market. Let me say it one more time. Volume means people are trading in the market. If candles are moving sideways, there's one of two things happening. Either people are not trading, it's just retail traders, and they can't really move the market too much, and they're just fighting against each other. Or there's nobody in the market. So yeah, either nobody in the market or buyers and sellers are just fighting against each other and we're moving sideways. But in areas of volume and volatility, we can get price moves because that means there's like some institutions or bigger fish in the market. But if none of the bigger fish decided to trade today, none of the institutions, none of the, hedge funds, stuff like that, decided they were gonna do anything today because it's Friday, then we don't have any volume. Which most of the time Fridays are like that. Which is why a lot of traders don't trade on Friday. But I trade on Friday now because I'm trying to get better. Or at least do market analysis on Friday. Every single day, market analysis. So it's gonna help me, and maybe if anybody ends up watching this, help you understand that you don't have to trade every day. And also it's going to help understand that what good volume looks like, what sideways movement looks like, and then what bad volume looks like, and when is not a good time to trade. So by trading on Friday or analyzing on Friday, I get to see how the market moves and say, okay, if I see this ever during the week, I know to stay away from it. Or if today's good, then maybe I just don't learn anything. Oh, sheesh. Coffee. Yeah. All right. Back to it. Okay. So, starting to get some downward action, possibly some more volume. Testing that trend line. I fit the EMA. That's my trend line. Less stuff on the screen, Just like it. I like it nice and clean. If I can. Sometimes it's really messy up here. It's hard to see what's going on. Oh, rejection. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit. You feel me? He's oh sheet. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Just staring at price the same as everyone else. Explanations. Yeah, so we're just waiting for stuff to happen. I mean, you already got the idea of what I'm looking for here. If we break below this, like just clean break, and then we also break below this, clean break, I'll probably take a sell. If we continue to reject this area, then price is probably going back up again. But one thing to note is that with this, we're kind of rejecting this, so we had a break below and one kind of rejection. If this candle right here can make its way back down, then we're moving down, you know. But if it breaks back up, then it was just like a little what do they call those things? Fake out. I mean, it's not really like a large fake out, but it's like a little mini fake out. Like, hey, price gonna break. Psych. Could I consider that 2 rejections? Yes and no. It all depends on how this candle forms. If this candle forms another, but above, then no, not rejection. See, now we're getting saucy. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Sauce it up. Do too much. Sauce it up. Do too much. It's possible that price just gets trapped here too. At least until 7. I tend to see these a lot at these higher time frames because you can already see another example of this is right here. So, oh shit, we're breaking. We're breaking. Oh shit. Let me see how this candle forms here. We need a break below. Break below, stop loss, short, 12 pips maybe, something like that. And are we rejecting or are we breaking? That's the question. Rejections? Rejection. See, now, like I said, I'm not taking any impulse entries. Not enough volume. So I gotta wait for a break. If we don't break it, then I don't want it. It's just a rejection. Back up into the same area we're trying to get out of, you know? And I don't want to be in there again. Hey. I don't like that. Let me see how this candle moves. This right here is not a break. Oops. That's not a break. That is not a clean break. That's just ugly. That thing. That little fucking doji right there. So hideous. Let's see what this one does though. Oof, this could be what I was waiting for. No. It's so ugly. I'm okay losing a couple pips here. If that's what it takes to get a clean entry, then I'm all for it. But I will not enter this. A bunch of dojis breaking. It's not volume. I mean, maybe some rejections, but I want this candle just being like, okay, I'm going to reject you again, and now I'm going to move downward. That's what I want to see. Is that possible? Or are we just going to keep doing this ugliness? Okay. Let me see price move down a little bit. Maybe not break above this. Okay, what do we got? Okay, I'm taking this. Target's 20. Stops 12. Five-minute closing. Closing. Closed. 1 minute. 1 minute candle. Let's see what we get today. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If it closes back above this or support area, then I'm pulling out. I don't care. We got 20 seconds. Either we get stopped out or it closes above. Or maybe reject. But I don't know, man. I don't like this. Yeah, I pulled it. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it do. Moral of the story. Fridays, man. Happens. Maybe this wasn't like the best sell entry. Previous rejections. The Fed needs to see this chart to understand labor force participation. Friday, getting real close to market open. Price could dump or jump. Jump around. Bro, price goes for a sell, I'll be so irked. Just let me be wrong. Instead of early. Price. Okay. So one thing to note about the price right now is that we're getting a big dump coming from this. So if we fail to break below, we're at like 10 pips right now. If we fail to break below, then this is just a fat rejection. I cannot impulse this. Breaks below here. That's it. Anything but a close below there, rejection. Only got like one more trade in me. I don't usually trade twice. If I fail once on a trade, I won't trade twice, but I think that I was just early on a trade. I'm not really trying to get my money back at all. I just thought I was early. See what volume does, because I do think that we're around the area that we could possibly take a sell at. I really do. But I want to be extra careful because last time we put in an order, we got fucking rejected. Would have hit stop loss, of course. Either way, but I pulled out early because I already knew. As soon as price starts going against whatever your trade is, if price goes like crazy against your trade, or you feel like any sort of way towards it, it's usually a sign that you're wrong. Usually, unless you expect and anticipate for drawdown. But if you expect and anticipate for drawdown, then why didn't you take a better trade? Just that simple. And if, let's say, like you enter a trade and you're in it for a little bit longer, and then afterwards you see, that could be a reason why you would sit and draw down. Like, let's say you see that you missed a zone and that it was going to come back and retest the area, then yeah, cool, I could sit in some drawdown, without any problem. The only thing that made me realize that maybe I was wrong is this right here, because technically we're below like the support, now turn resistance. So maybe it was just normal for it to come back up and try and retest it again. And we're sitting right on like a trend line that I had drawn earlier technically. So we're just trying to see how price reacts to this. But normally, at least for me, when I see like some sort of like drawback against my trade, it just means that two things: either I was early, or either I was early in the trade or I was wrong. But I'd rather pull my money out of, or close my trade, about just assume that I was wrong, rather than assuming that I'm just seeing some like drawback to whatever price. Because technically, if we rejected this area right now, we're about 6 minutes away from market open, then price is just gonna shoot back up to the last area that we were looking for buys. And yeah, let's see. That's exactly what's happening right now. Would have been a good buy snipe. But I was already locked in on sells on this area. Oh my gosh, what is this? This must be that Friday madness. I don't even know if I want any part in this. We already know what the deal is at this point. I'm not touching this zone. X-nail on that. Still got 5 minutes before open. I don't know what they're doing with this price right now. It's super weird. Sketchy as fuck, dude. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? What is that? Is that what Friday price looks like these days? All you Friday boys and girls. Oh my god. If this ain't the ugliest shit I've ever seen in my life. What? What? I don't like this. Please do not let me enter a trade for me to just get fucking wicked out or some shit. Don't. Dude. We still got 2 more minutes before market open. I don't feel comfortable here. 30 more seconds. I just don't feel comfortable here just because of how price just moved. I could have took an impulse sell, but I really don't feel comfortable at all. I think if we can come back down, U.S. equities for solid open, it says. Yeah, we'll see. Let's go. Gang shit, boys. Oh. What a day. Let's go. Fucking A. Gang shit. Oh, what a time. What a time. What a time. Sheesh. Oh, Lord. Thank the Lord Almighty. Alright, we're going to pause it out. Let's go. Okay. You the man, dog. You the fucking man. Jesus. Fucking Christ, dude. This is great. This is great. So, not a ton of profit. Not a ton of profit today, just because we did take that earlier sell, and it was, you know, kind of early for it. If we had just waited for market to open up, yeah, we would have been okay. But overall, still profit is profit. I'm really trying to get better with these trade entries. I think my biggest issue is that a couple different things. So one, I need to start taking like half profits instead of just pulling out the full profits when I go. Just because we could have like runners and stuff. The issue is that when I'm running my trades, it's on my phone, so it's really hard to like. I mean, you see the volatility of the market right now. So when we get those things, it's really hard to close half the trade and then try and go back in and set like another trade. I have some magic keys on the way though, so hopefully it'll help with that. Just because like I want to start seeing like if we can get more profits. You know, we're leaving. You know, I caught like 25 pips there. We're leaving the rest of it on the table because you can see the full move was like 70 pips. You know, so we left like we're leaving like 50 pips on the table, and this has been multiple times now through these trades. Sometimes it is just like 20 pips, it moves and then it goes out, and it was a good thing I closed the whole trade. But you got to think like, okay, I'm also letting my stops run 20 pips, sometimes a little less, but typically I'm letting my stops run around 20 pips at the max. So if I'm only profiting 20 pips, then we're just at break even price. Even though like, I mean, it could just be like I could just have like a higher win rate, and then I could still make money, but we don't want to assume that I'm gonna have a higher win rate. I would much rather just make way more profits every single time I win, and then I could still have like a 30 or 40% win rate, and it doesn't fucking matter if I'm a good trader or not. I mean, maybe that does make me a good trader, but it doesn't matter if I'm a good trader or not, as long as I'm making 2 to 3 times the amount that I would make on a loss. Then I can have 2 to 3 times the amount of losses and still be break even. So if that makes sense. Simple mathematics, you know what I'm saying? So that would be like what, like 40 to 60, something like that, 30 to 60, literally 30% win rate, or 40 to 60, 30 to 70, something like that. So if you're profiting 2.5 times, you got 30% win rate, 70%, you're still break even. That's what I'm trying to achieve. So that way, it doesn't matter whether or not I'm like wrong or right most of the time. All that matters is that every single time I'm right, I'm taking so much profit that I'm just spitting in the losses' faces, because my losses are like this big. So that's what we're trying to get to. Anyways, but we're done with the trades today. I'm not even going to take any more. I already took 2. One was a loss. One, we came up. And that's just how it goes. And the reason being why we came up is because, again, the win was bigger than the loss. Pulled out early and then went back into the trade. Got 25 pips. Win-win. So, anyway, good session.